In fishing historic places, we like to target historic bodies of water. You find out that most bodies of water have some history connected to them. But near where I live in western Massachusetts is a body of water that's got more than its fair share of history, and that's Lake George. And I'm showing you a video from White Dog Outdoors, who does some great stuff with not only Euro nymphing, but jigging for Lakers. And what Fishing Historic Places is going to do is, using the inspiration we've got from the White Dog, is we're going to take a ride in the winter, a couple, 3 hours west and north of us, and we're going to see if we can get into Lakers as the White Dog guy is doing. Now, as you know, we do a lot of fishing on Lake George in the spring and various times throughout the rest of the year, but we've never hit it through the ice. From where we are in western Mass, basically the Connecticut River Valley southern section, we have to take Route 90 west to 87 and then slide north to the Queen. And from there, we're going to make an attack either in Northwest Bay or in the Narrows. Now, when you think about the history of Lake George and the winter, in 1756, Fort William Henry was under construction. There it is. And as this fort is being built, the French send a force in midwinter down from Fort St. Frederick and newly built Fort Carillon to attack the fort. They catch the English, of course, by surprise, using the icy lake as a route the English just didn't expect. They burned all the outbuildings around Fort William Henry, the barns, the bateaux, which are boats that the English were building to use for various purposes on the lake. They burned it all, and then they assembled on the ice in full view of the fort, basically giving a big middle finger to the fort's commander, Colonel Monroe, before they turned around and headed back up Lake George and across the Ticonderoga Portage to what we call now Fort Ticonderoga and what they then called Fort Carillon. Lake George has got its history. It's early, but not too early for the West Side PD.
We gotta go back. I forgot my ice fishing stuff.
LaChapelle come? LaChapelle throw this at you?
Here, this is yours.
This is Pat.
How's it going? Either way you go,
Tom and Scott, but known to the world of fishing historic places as
Beat.
Heard all about you.
Oh, yeah.
Heard your name a whole bunch anyway.
Yeah.
we are in upstate, just a little north of Bennington, where the battle took place. That is correct, Bennington. And the sun is rising, and we're saying to ourselves, we ought to be on the ice right now, but the thing about it is this is a new foray, so we're going to get there at a safe time when we can take a look at pressure cracks and pressure ridges and all that stuff. So, you know, Lake George has got us thinking about ice safety, but I don't feel like we're going to be in jeopardy because we've had plenty of time to let this lake freeze, and we're on an area that generally freezes up earliest of the whole lake. Well, you don't know where we are yet, but you're going to find out soon. But we're heading to Skeensboro, Whitehall, New York, the birthplace of the American Navy. We're going to go by the USS Ticonderoga that saw action in the year 1814 at, yes, you know it, the Battle of Plattsburgh. Oh, yeah, under MacDonough, defeating the British detachment there. That will appear in a later fishing historic places. Pretty as a picture. New York deer. Beetroot's going off the road up there. So, we are heading for Madison Sports Shop to pick up some shyness. and we are in Whitehall, New York, which was once called Skenesboro, founded by the Tory Philip Skene, who had performed wonders in the French and Indian War, the one started by George Washington, not one of the three earlier ones, so the 1753 to 63 war, 7 years war in Europe. And Philip Skene was awarded 45,000 acres of land here by King George for his great service, but became a Tory in the American Revolution, as you can imagine. I mean, the king basically paid him off. And this community is, yes, the birthplace of the American Navy, because it was here in 1776 that Benedict Arnold, one of our boys, though a traitor later on, brought rope makers and shipbuilders together from Maine and the coast of Massachusetts, brought them out into the howling wilderness of New York, here on Lake Champlain, a giant swamp at the time, and began the construction of the American Navy. This is an amazing story. And within a season, I created a fleet of bateaus and war galleys that he would use against the British at the Battle of Alcour Island, which is another story that we'll get to another day. Isn't that wild?
With the bubblers?
Yeah. Pat, look at that green ice hanging off the cliff right there. Is that cool? Probably some copper-bearing minerals in there or something, you know? That's about 20 inches of ice right there. That's a lot of ice. It's February 20th, 21st, Lake George, New York. One of the most beautiful lakes in North America. Maybe the most beautiful lake in North America. And we're hitting it. Going for Lakers. Maybe perch. Maybe our bass are swimming around acting stupid. I don't know. But we're going for it. And this is kind of an adventure. We've never done it before. And we're giving it a shot. Call us crazy. There's no way we're falling through this ice.
You want it off the bottom.
I don't know. 8 inches, 10 inches, 12 inches. Whatever your call is. You're good. You did get to the bottom, though. Look at how much line is on that, Tom. Oh, yeah, he's got a lot of room to run. Oh. You looking for the button? There it is.
I had it set.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Well, I could say we're reenacting Henry Knox's route march because Henry Knox camped on Sabbath Day Point, dragging the cannons down the ice. Yeah, that's why that monument, remember you dropped me off at that monument? And that was a monument to Henry Knox.
I just thought it was a skirmish that happened.
No, Henry Knox camped out there. Yeah, there's a historic places. Sometimes you got to take advantage of a situation. I'm seeing what appears to be a plaque up there, and I got to go find out what that plaque's all about. Footsteps of Henry Knox from Massachusetts. I made a documentary of that already. That's cool. You know, there's a huge battle that was fought there 20 years earlier. And that road we were on, Route 22, that got cut by the British. That was built by the British in 77 to bypass the Lake George approach. They didn't want to have to deal with what the French had to deal with 55, 56, 57, 58. So they cut that road. So he's using the Vexilar style readout here. So what he's doing is he's got the bottom down there. So we're looking at the bottom right over here. And then his jig is right in here. That your jig?
I'm trying to dial it in. It's a little bit above that. If I go fast, you can see it bounce a little bit, but I'm...
So here you are with the Vexilar.
Yeah, but I'm having a...
Got to set your sensitivity just right.
So it's definitely more than that.
Mm-hmm. Bring it, crank it back until that disappears. No?
No, that's the bottom. So it goes from this.
Yeah, I know that.
15,
Well, where's your
15, it goes...
where's your lure?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find. So I gotta do the green. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's kind of picking up. I don't know why. I don't know why it's not picking up. Yeah, who are they?
Looks like our boy Beetroot has lost his 1-to-1 aid. He's just stumbling and bumbling now. We don't know where he's going. He was heading dead west. Now he's banging to the northwest. He's not moving with any alacrity though, you know. He's taking his time. Look at those mountains glowing in the sun down there. That's cool. Is he setting up? So from this vantage point, you can see the strategic value of Sabbath Day Point, which extends from the western shore of Lake George way out into the body of the lake. That was a camping spot for native people, French explorers, the English and the French army, and the American army after that. You know, the value of Lake George and Lake Champlain, which is right on the other side of the mountain to the right of Sabbath Day Point, was that it provided a natural access, a natural invasion route, a natural travel corridor between the St. Lawrence Valley, holding the great cities of Hochelaga, which later on became Montreal, and Quebec there, and to our south at the southern end of Lake George. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful winter day. Just a few miles south of Lake George's southern end, guarded by Fort William Henry, is Fort Edward and the Hudson River, which then brings you all the way down to New York City. So this, from the time of the native peoples back then, the domain of the Mohican, all the way down, and then up here, the domain of the Iroquois, and this, gateway to New England on the right. This is a strategically important area for thousands of years, and beautiful, and full of fish, but you wouldn't know it from today. No action today.